Wake up. Wake up as early as you can, don't sleep, and then you'll be successful. Alright, so hopefully that intro either made you mad or made you interested on what this video was about. But just so we know right off the bat, that's not my views on being successful, right? So I'll tell you that off the jump. But I do believe that morning routines are important, and I do believe that the way that you start the day sets the precedence for the rest of your day. Okay? But what I don't necessarily agree with is the idea that you have to wake up super early to make that happen. And I think that it's subjective to who you are, right? So what is your schedule like, and what are your goals like, and how do those meet into the best morning routine for you? And if you're like me, you scour the internet and you try to read tips and tricks from successful people, right? And you start reading about people waking up at 3:30 in the morning to get their day started, and you're realizing that you're not even going to bed until midnight. So that's not going to work for you. There is a give and take. It is important to set up your morning routine by your nighttime routine. However, I think that your schedule dictates the time that you need to wake up. For example, I'm a huge fan of Mark Wahlberg, and he recently came out with kind of a mock day, what his day looks like. And he wakes up early. You know, he's got the 4 a.m. club, he's working out at 4 o'clock in the morning, he wakes up somewhere in the 3 o'clock realm, and his day is crazy to most people. However, the thing that I noticed about his day is that when he wakes up and he starts his day, he has something scheduled every hour of that day, right? He knows what's happening. It's very uniform. And what I think we miss is that if our day maybe regularly, no morning routine starts at 9 a.m. and we're only trying to fit in maybe a workout or like an hour even of self-help or self-study or reading or podcast or YouTube, there's no reason that we must wake up at 3 a.m. What we're going to have is a lot of wasted time. However, if we look at our schedule, and I'll use my schedule as an example, I wake up usually without any prompting. I'm always up by 7 o'clock. And that's because at around 7:30, I start cooking breakfast for the family. And then we eat by 8 o'clock, and I'm getting ready out the door, and I'm to the office by 9. Okay, that's no morning. I mean, it is a morning routine, but not the concept of what we're talking about. So for me to add in working out, I know that I'm going to be working out at least 6 o'clock, right? And then for me to add in any other sort of, maybe there's a book I'm reading or a podcast I want to listen to. Side note, I don't like to work out while listening to books or podcasts. I need music, and I need something to keep me motivated, to keep moving forward. It works for some people. So if that works for you, continue to do that. It's a great use of your time. It's like double dipping, but it doesn't work for me. So for me to do that, I know I need to add another hour, right? So for me, my mornings, Monday through Friday, once I really dial in this morning routine, will start at 4:45. I'll wake up at 4:45, a couple minutes to get ready, smack the face, slick the hair back, and head to the gym, right? Head to the gym, get a good workout in. Then when I come back at 6 o'clock, it's like I tag my wife, she heads to the gym, and I'm going to jump into something, right? Find a book, figure out a podcast or something of that nature. And then when she gets back at 7, then it's time to start the morning as regular. You see what I did there, though? I started where I was and what my schedule needed to happen, because I need my job, because I need to pay my bills. And then I worked my way backwards to achieve the goals that I want for my morning. So for me, it does kind of get a little bit early, right? 4:45, but you got to understand that, I've got a family and an office job, kind of, and certain things, responsibilities. So it's not going to be the same for every person. But what I do know is I have to do those things in the morning, because once my day starts, I don't know what's going to come up. I never know what work is going to be like. and I never know other situations that could happen. My home life, we might have something come up. My running the youth group at the church, I might have something come up. So, in order for me to make sure that those things happen, I have to do them in the morning. But that brings me to a couple of tips and tricks that help me to do that, because I know not everybody is a morning person. Thankfully, I am. I can wake up in the morning and roll. It doesn't matter what time. Matter of fact, my wife and I wanted to go to North Carolina sometime over the summer, and I decided I was going to get up at midnight and just make the drive so we could roll in the morning early for breakfast. And I did it, and there was no problem, because I am a morning person. But if you're not a morning person, here's some tips. And even if you are a morning person, here's some ways for you to stay focused. The first tip is, if you're not a morning person, you need to make sure that your nighttime routine sets up your morning routine. Which means that, let's say you normally go to bed at 11 and you normally wake up at 7, but you need to get to where you wake up an hour earlier. Then start chipping back the clock at night to go to bed an hour earlier. So maybe you start going to bed at 10:50 and you just set your goal to wake up at 6:50, right? And you just start making baby steps to work your way backwards. I know that might sound simple to some people, but it's hard, and it takes consistency, and it takes self-discipline, right? But if you continue to go to bed super late, you're not getting the proper sleep, and you're not setting yourself up to wake up super early. So that, to me, is so critical, and even I have to adjust. Now listen, it's like 8 o'clock or something right now. If I want to go lay down, I could go to bed. Alright, I'm an old man, I'm tired, and I had a rough day at work, so I can go to bed right now. But I get caught up doing different things, playing games on my phone, talking with my wife, different projects. We've been watching The Office. So, I understand distractions, but even then, we'll have to look at each other and say, it's time to go to bed. And then this next tip is what you have to do. And I don't care if you're a morning person or not. You need to set up the protocols for the morning. What I mean by that is, for the gym. When I know I'm going to the gym in the morning, I will set out my entire outfit, from headphones to shoes, right? Water bottle, sweat rag, everything is sitting somewhere in my house ready for me to jump up, get it dressed, and head out the door. If I am leaving that block of time for podcasts or book or something, whatever it is, I already have figured out the night before. And if it's a book, I've already put it at our table, ready to go. And why do I put it at our table? Because it's not comfortable. And if I'm going to read and stay awake and be focused, I can't sit on a bed or a couch or even a comfortable chair. I will go to sleep. I know myself, and that comes with self-discipline. Now here's the deal. I can talk about self-discipline all the time, but as soon as I post this video, I'm going to rewatch it. And I'm hoping it's going to also motivate me to continue to make those steps. Just simple steps like that will help you in what you're doing. Having the book ready to go, having a water nearby. If you're in this household, you know how important coffee is. So we make sure that coffee maker is set, ready to go. When we wake up, we press the button. As a matter of fact, I slacked this morning. My wife got back from the gym, and she said, you didn't even make the coffee yet. And unfortunately, I was playing a game on my phone, so I had no excuse, and the coffee should have been ready to go. But just making those steps. But truthfully, guys, it really comes down to you. You've got to set some sort of goals. What are you trying to accomplish? And then you have to take a realistic look at your schedule. And what's most important is going to win out. If it's important for you to get at the gym, then you will make time for the gym. If it's important for you to read this book or listen to a podcast or watch some YouTube series, then you will make time for it. And you will find the areas in your life that you need to cut out. A lot of people say, how do you add more stuff into your schedule? I run multiple companies during the day. I run a youth program, a college small group. I've got a 2-year-old and a beautiful wife, and there's always stuff going on. And I said, because I understand how important it is to make those decisions. There was a time I was working full-time and going to college full-time. So you got to make room for you. And so I encourage you, right after you watch this video, don't click on to another video. Don't go look at something else. Take a look at your schedule and figure out something you can do, even if it's just waking up 10 minutes earlier or making better use of 10 minutes when you wake up. Just find some way to invest in yourself today, and I promise it'll be worthwhile. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video now. Looking forward to the next one. I've already got some notes jotted down. So if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment, hit the like button. If you haven't already, it'd be great if you could subscribe. And if this encouraged you and you think of somebody else, we always talk about hit share and send it all around. That would be great. But even if you don't want to do that, if you know that so-and-so has been trying to work on their morning routine, just take a moment, shoot it their way, and then encourage them to follow up on the goals. And let's continue to build this community, right, where we're all pushing each other to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Anyways, hope you guys have a great week. Look forward to chatting with you in the next video.